What's up, Skate fam? It's your girl, the Queen, and Dr. Joanne Fountaine again with you for another Wellness Wednesday. And today is going to be a fun day. We're going to talk about staying young and how to do that.
Roller skating.
Ro- Look, that's the answer to everything, right?
Staying young
So,
and roller skating.
hey. So, Dr. Joanne, tell the people, give them a little something, something. How can
Well,
they
first, you told
remain
me to
young?
never forget.
Yes.
I got to say my disclaimer. Eh,
Disclaimer.
Yes, disclaimer. I am not a medical doctor. So if you have any issues, make sure you contact your primary care physician and we're going to have a good time today. So,
Yeah.
anyway, um, how to stay young by roller
Yeah.
skating.
Mhm.
But um, getting plenty of appropriate rest,
Yes.
uh, trying to keep your stress down, eating healthy,
Mhm.
exercise, roller skating. It's just all the same things. And
Water.
and drinking plenty of water. Half your body weight in ounces of water. If that's confusing to you, just remember. So if you weigh 150 pounds, 75 ounces of water.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. But
Yeah.
I have a water machine in my office. So you know what? One thing I do want to ask, because there's so many different variations on water. Like this water I'm drinking is an alkaline water. I don't really know why. Like, what is the difference between an alkaline water versus a spring water? Like, are all waters equal? Like, can we just drink water and be good, or is there some specific that we need?
Well, they say alkaline water is better for the body, but I don't know really about all that. I never
Okay.
really got into it like that. For me, I always try to drink spring water
Okay.
because I feel like it's more natural and it doesn't have all the other stuff in it. Sometimes some of the other waters can have like chemicals or
Okay.
different things. They add things to it to make it taste better. And depending on where they source it from too makes a
Oh,
difference. So I know one of my friends used to say, "Get it at the source."
okay.
That's what it should say on it to be the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's great to know. Get it
Mhm.
at the source. Because I do like Fiji water, and like I drink Boss water sometimes. But
Or
how
bottled
about
at the source. That's what it said.
bottled at the source?
Yes.
How about faucet water? Not if you in Detroit, because we know they had a problem with their water. But I'm just saying, and because I know, like in Texas, they tell you there's fluoride in our water,
Yes.
and it's good for you to drink. But how about actually tap water?
You know, I don't know. Our bodies might be okay with it, but I mean, really, it's hard to know. It depends on where you're at. In California, I'd say no. Texas, you
Right.
said a lot of fluoride. I'd say no. We used to have a bunch of fluoride in our water too. I mean, um, it depends. It depends on where you're located. If you've got a bunch of chemicals, they have the strips you can test your water and stuff to
Okay.
see if it's safe to drink it, because a lot of times they don't tell you, or a lot of times their safety limits are higher than what you really want in your body. You don't
Okay.
want a lot of heavy metals in your body, because that's not healthy. So it's really hard to know. For me, I know, um, another thing they always say is don't leave your water bottles out in the heat, because
Mhm.
the plastic can give off some kind of toxins that can make you ill.
Okay.
So
Okay.
or-
What about the Brita water filters? You know
those
how,
are
because
okay.
bottled water can become very expensive.
Yes,
How about
ma'am.
using the Brita filters?
I believe those seem pretty good. I mean, that from what I understand to some degree. I don't know. I mean, they're better than drinking the tap water because they'll remove
Okay.
some of the toxic substances out of there. I don't know. I really don't know. I've used those before, but I really don't know. And I guess you would have to get accustomed to the water. Like when you drink water out of the tap and you're used to it, you get
Right.
used to it. There's kind of like, if I could say it, like a flavor in a way,
Uh-huh.
or
Right.
you
Right.
get used to that
That
texture and
taste.
flavor or
Yeah.
taste, or yeah. And
Yeah.
then when you use a filter, you may not get all those minerals or whatever is
Mm.
normally occurring in there. So there might be a less of a texture or less of a flavor, or
Okay.
yeah. So it's really hard to know.
Yeah. I was just
Everybody,
thinking because it can get very expensive with the bottled waters, and like you said, leaving the bottles in your car, or if you're trying to take it to work and all of that kind of stuff.
yeah.
So from the water, let's talk about sleep because some of us are not getting enough sleep.
Who you talking
Definitely not
to?
getting enough sleep. Who are we talking about, Dr. Joanne? So
But I'm
how
doing lots of stuff right now. No,
so
but
how many hours is a good amount of sleep for us to stay young looking?
yes, 7 to 8 hours of sleep. As you age, it's vital to your well-being for a lot, and it's hard to do sometimes. But it is really imperative that you try to get that many hours. And the reason being is because then you can focus clearer. You can make better decisions. I mean, if you're not well rested, sometimes you make hasty decisions. Well, I know I would. So like if you're not getting proper sleep, you're not able to like think concretely about different situations or different
Right.
you know, oh, I shouldn't eat this or maybe I should eat this or and when you're like tired, maybe you're just in a hurry and you just grab whatever and you're like, ah, today I'm not even going to worry about it. Today I'm going to
Yeah.
get that donut or
Yeah.
whatever because I don't want to think about that right now. I'm tired and I'm hungry. But
Yeah.
if you have rest, you're more apt to think through and process things
Right. You'll
clearly,
pass
more
by
clear.
McDonald's and go to a better place to eat, that you can
Yes.
get a good salad or like, Chipotle now has a plant-based meal,
Yes.
which they didn't have before. So you'll make different decisions
True.
about your diet. But speaking of diet, that's another thing that keeps you young. Let's talk about a plant-based diet versus a meat-based diet.
Well, a plant-based diet, if you consult somebody that knows how to eat a plant-based diet that will complete the proteins, can be very beneficial to you and actually add years to your life, from what I understand.
Hmm.
Um, but I know it gets difficult. I always say, and I would tell my kids this. One of my kids is vegetarian. I stayed vegetarian for a while and then I got off of it. But one of the things I always tell my kids is I wish that I was never programmed to eat meat.
Uh-huh.
But
And
I
why do you say that?
because there's so many extra fats and cholesterols and things that aren't healthy for us to
Mhm.
process. But at the same token, there's complete proteins in meat, of course.
Right.
But if you're aware of how to combine foods to get the complete proteins that are required for your body, you can get all that you need from plant-based eating as well. But you have to be very conscious of what you're eating and how to make those complete proteins.
But
And there
how
are
about
a few.
go ahead. How
Oh,
about eating some of the meat in moderation? Like
I think that's
maybe eating
okay.
meat once a month.
Even if you ate meat once a week, I believe that that would be good. If you ate it, once a week or once a day, even a small portion to get what you need out of it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that if you're a person that eats meat. Um, there's nothing wrong with that because it'll help. It can benefit you. But eating, a lot of people go on like protein rich diets.
Right.
They're really not healthy because then you're looking at the fact that you're bringing in all that cholesterol and all that those toxins, and
Mhm.
it's just really not healthy at all. But people think, oh, I'm just eating protein, it's all meat, it's not, I'm not going to gain weight. There's fat, there's
Mhm.
cholesterol, there's all the
Mhm.
things that aren't good for you. So moderation is definitely key when it comes to eating meat.
Okay.
you
So is there, I know with dairy, like there's been like, eat butter, don't eat butter, eat eggs, don't eat eggs, brown eggs versus white eggs. Um
right.
So if you choose to eat dairy, are brown eggs better? I mean, I know that my girlfriend, she has a farm, and I thought all eggs were brown. Like that's how they come out of the chicken. But I know like in the grocery store you have white eggs. And so she was just explaining to me that they dye the eggs white because people like the white eggs. But I guess for the nutritional value of
Content.
it, yeah, it should be the brown egg is what you should be
Yeah,
buying.
when you look
But
at
I guess
food.
the question, wait, Dr. Joanne, the
Oh,
question
oh,
is
sorry.
that little teeny yolk in the middle,
Yes.
is that what causes like a lot of cholesterol in the egg?
Yeah, but protein. Oh,
Okay.
wait. I'm sorry. Because, wait, let me remember. The yolk has, I don't know. I can't remember
Because I
anymore.
think I just remember hearing somebody say not eating a lot of
The
eat the
yolk.
egg whites, but not the yolk.
That's what they say. And I
Yeah.
don't know if because it has high cholesterol in it. I
Okay.
don't I don't know. I got to remember all that all over again cuz
Okay.
I don't really I try to eat eggs but not cuz eggs are
Mhm.
actually a complete protein.
Okay. Hmm.
Mhm. Very one of the very few like quinoa which you have to
Mhm.
kind of acquire a taste
Yeah.
for and then eggs, things like that are complete proteins. So they're not bad
Okay.
to eat, but it's how you make them, if you're boiling them versus frying them, but they
Mhm.
taste better fried than they do boiled, you know.
I'm not a big dairy person, so I don't have dairy. I mean, I do almond or walnut milk or something like that.
Sure.
I don't do regular dairy, and I don't do eggs. Um, and I'm just on seafood. So some of the stuff that we're talking about, like I guess I've kind of weaned most of that from my diet. But then now, if I go somewhere and they got some living onions, I'm gonna get that though. I love
And
living
that's
onions.
okay in moderation. It really
Yeah,
is okay and it's got iron in it and
yeah.
in moderation it's good for you.
Okay. So, of course, exercise is always good. And the best exercise for anyone at any age,
Is roller skating.
boom. Come again. I don't think they heard you. What did you do? What you do?
Roller skating.
So, why is it that roller skating keeps us so young? And as you know, Mr. Eugene Elliott, which is in our book, he's 95 and he is still roller skating and he's
Amazing.
still driving. He's still, I mean, we have conversations his mind is very lucid. He wrote his own chapter without help. So
He's
roller
awesome.
skating has some medicinal properties, I must say. So,
Yes. So yeah, it works if you actually roller skate and do all your things, you're working all your muscles.
mhm.
So not only are you getting cardio, but you're working every muscle in your body. And as we get older, it's so important. I always say this to move all your joints and move all your body because if you don't use it, you really do lose it. You
Okay.
see the elderly population, a lot of times they're unable to take care of themselves
Mhm.
because they get in their 90s and all of a sudden they can't bend to put their shoes on,
Mhm.
or you see them they can't brush their hair because their shoulder gets locked, or
Okay.
they call those the aids of daily living, and that's
Mhm.
when they end up in nursing homes or somewhere where other people have to take care of them. And if you're doing something like roller skating, seriously, this is serious, it's true.
Yeah.
If you're doing something like we do, roller skating, your chances of that happening are a lot less because you're using your body and you're exercising and you're moving. And so
Yeah.
therefore you're going to be able to bend over and get your shoes. You're going to be able
Mhm.
to comb your hair and brush your teeth and do all the things that you need to do for yourself
Okay.
that maybe somebody else that's 90 some odd years old can't do. So, Mr. Eugene, he's an amazing soul because he gets up, he goes skating, he does all this stuff, and he skates regular. And guess what? Because of it, he's got a high quality of life. And quality of life, I say this all the time, is everything.
Yeah.
It
Yep.
doesn't matter what age you are, it matters your quality of life.
Yes. So you heard it from the doctor herself that all things great, all things young begin with roller skating. And as you know, we all started roller skating at a young age.
We
That
did.
was an introduction to most fun things. It was roller skating. So if you just keep it up, then you know you will be able to stay young and live long and well and prosperous and roll on.
And roll into your hundreds because we're all going to live to our hundreds now.
All right. All right now. So that will be it for us on this episode of Wellness Wednesday. So until next time, we will
We will
see
see
you
you on the
on
one.
the wood.